Hello again. 5 dreary weeks until the June referendum, one of the most abstract yet unsavoury political campaigns imaginable. Plenty of laser light, but no real heat, except the blinding, blistering, irrational type. Let's face it, apart from the raging civil war in the Conservative Party and government, this referendum has no function apart from headline grabbing ballyhoo and attempting to vainly demonstrate that the UK Tory government are standing up to Europe while it's business as usual, which is, of course, ruling and fooling us. But accidentally, things may unravel. Surprisingly, it's neck and neck. The Remain camp should, by any political logic, be streets ahead. It's the irrational that's powering the Brexit support. It's little to do with sovereignty. It's doomsday scenario fears of immigration, refugees, migrants, asylum seekers flooding into this not so green and pleasant land. Some right-wing elements of the Labour Party, such as Tristram Hunt, are attempting to out-kip UKIP on this subject, raising concerns. And where have we heard all this divisive rhetoric previously? Unfortunately, the beguiled are lapping it up. Referendum, David Cameron or Boris Johnson faction? What a choice. It's not only anarchists that will be boycotting this ruling class a squabble. Both sides must be utterly rejected if we are ever to have and create real autonomy, build something more dynamic, different or better. There may be some accidental positive results to this all, however. The rupture of the Tory party with deep wounds that cannot be healed in the near future, and the ironic possibility that something new and creative may inadvertently arise from the chaos and instability that could unexpectedly arise after the referendum result. Movements such as Podemos, Syriza, and Up All Night in France, whatever you may think of them, cannot be artificially created. Here in the UK, there have been laughable attempts to replicate these with People's Assemblies and the Radical Left Assembly that have failed to deliver anything except big marches. Maybe because they are front groups for the Labour Corbyn loving left. That's why, as a long shot, I say something unexpected could arise unintentionally in the aftermath of the referendum result, even if it's of an uncharted quality. Surely anything is better than this rightward drift combined with the social and political living death that we endure. Meanwhile, Sadiq Khan, recently elected Mayor of London, and his regime haven't exactly been forthcoming even in the realm of false promises. The first and only concrete step he seems to be taking is to have an extra 400 armed police on the streets of the capital. This, despite Shay Donald of the Police Federation saying it has sufficient cover in London. We all know the ultimate result of 400 trigger-happy cops on the streets, and it's got nothing to do with defeating terrorism. Also, what about the most urgent representation of existing problems right here in London? The growing number of homeless sleeping on the streets. Even if Sadiq Khan doesn't have the so-called powers to eliminate this obscenity, with his multi-million budget, he could solve this problem overnight. But he won't. There's no votes in it. And he's far too busy serving the interests of the rich and powerful and the property developers. Maybe the homeless will be removed for a few days, at least in the centre of London during the glorious, when will they ever end, celebrations of Her Majesty's 90th birthday. Removals as in the style of third world dictatorships. But he won't even have the limited decency to put an end to the harassment of rough sleepers by the local authorities and the police. This is only one of the multitude of urgent humanitarian problems that Sadiq Khan and Labour here in London cannot and will not even begin to solve, even if they wanted to, which they will not because they have other priorities. Finally, there are some small but delicate shoots emerging from the social and political desert here. Focus E15 in London, illegal squats, the ongoing struggle to reinstate the Top Shop 2, supported by the semi-syndicalist union United Voices of the World. These and any other protests, direct action by the marginalised of the working class, are well worth supporting, until that is, the long overdue time arrives when there is genuine mass direct action and occupations. Then it will no longer be small shoots emerging. Bye.